There it is, 9 o'clock. We've drunk the soup, eaten the fish and chips, and the English salad. The children have drunk the English water, and that's because we live in the suburbs of London and because our name is Smith.
Uh-huh.
Potatoes are very good fried, in fact. The salad oil was not rancid. The oil from the grocer at the corner is much better quality than the oil from the grocer at the bottom of the street. However, I prefer not to tell them that the oil is bad.
Uh-huh.
However, the oil from the grocer at the corner is still the best.
Uh-huh.
Mary did the potatoes very well this evening. Last time she did not do them so well.
Mm-hmm.
The fish was fresh. Made my mouth water. I had 2 helpings. No, 3 helpings. Made me go to the WC. You also had 3 helpings, however, the 3rd time you grabbed much less than the first 2 times. Whereas for me, I grabbed a great deal more. I eat better than you this evening. Why is that? Usually it's you who eats more. It's not appetite that you lack.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But still, the soup was perhaps a bit too salt. It was saltier than you. Oh. It also had too many leeks and not enough onions.
Wow.
What?
Uh-huh.
I regret I didn't advise Mary to add some more aniseed stars. The next time I'll know better and slit her throat. Our little boy wanted to drink some beer. He's like you, he was thirsty and you drank it. Helen is like me. She drinks only milk and eats only porridge. She plays the piano. I mean, it's obvious she's only 2. They must learn to be sober and temperate.
Uh-huh.
Mrs. Parker knows a remaining grocer by the name of Popesco Rosenfeld. He's a great specialist in yogurt making. He got his degree from the School of Yogurt in Adrianople.
Uh-huh.
Yogurt is excellent for the stomach, the kidneys, the appendicitis, and the apotheosis.
Uh-huh.
It was Dr. Mackenzie King who told me that. He's a good doctor, one can trust him. He never prescribes any medication that he hasn't tried out on himself first. Before operating on Parker, he had his own liver operated on, even though he wasn't the least bit ill.
But how does it happen that the doctor pulled through while Parker died?
Well, the operation was successful in the doctor's case and not in Parker's.
Then Mackenzie is not a good doctor. The operation should have succeeded with both of them, or else both should have died.
Why?
A conscientious doctor must die with his patient if they cannot both get well together. Captain of a ship goes down with his ship into the briny deep. He does not survive alone.
One cannot compare a patient with a ship.
Why not? For a ship has its diseases too, and moreover, your doctor is as hell as a ship.
I hadn't thought of that. But then what conclusion do you draw from this?
All doctors are quacks. Only the Royal Navy is honest in England. First, says here that Bobby Watson died.
My God, the poor man! When did he die?
Why do you pretend to be astonished? You surely remember that he's been dead these past few years and that we attended his funeral 1.5 years ago.
Oh, yes, I do remember. I just don't understand why you yourself are so surprised to see it in there.
It wasn't in here. It's been 3 years since his death was announced. I wrote it through an association of ideas.
What's a pity?
Poor Bobby. He's been dead for 4 years, and how cheerful he was.
Poor Bobby.
Which poor Bobby do you mean?
Why, it's his wife that I mean. She's called Bobby too, Bobby Watson. Since they had the same name, no one could ever tell them apart when they were together. It was only after he died that you could tell one from the other. Even people today still confuse her with the deceased and offer their condolences to him. Do you know her?
Met her once by chance at Bobby's burial.
I've never seen her. Is she pretty?
She has regular features, yet one cannot say that she is pretty. However, still, her features are not regular, and one can say that she is very pretty. Vibrated.
Plan to be married, those two.
Next spring at the latest.
We shall have to go to the wedding, I suppose.
We shall have to give them a wedding present.
How sad for her to be left a widow so young.
Fortunately, they had no children.
She's still young. She might very well remarry.
She looks so well in mourning.
But what will they do about the children? You know very well they had a boy and a girl. What were their names again?
Bobby and Bobby like their parents. Bobby Watson's uncle, old Bobby Watson, is a rich man and very fond of the boy. He might very well pay for the boy's education.
That would be proper. And Bobby Watson's aunt, old Bobby Watson, might very well in turn pay for the education of Bobby Watson, Bobby Watson's daughter. That way, Bobby Watson, Bobby Watson's mother, could remarry. Has she anyone in mind?
Yes, a cousin of Bobby Watson's.
Who? Bobby Watson?
Which Bobby Watson do you mean?
Well, I mean Bobby Watson's son of old Bobby Watson, the late Bobby Watson's other uncle.
Oh, no, it's not that one. It's Bobby Watson, the son of old Bobby Watson, the late Bobby Watson's aunt.
Are you referring to Bobby Watson, the commercial traveller?
All the Bobby Watsons are commercial travelers.
But why doesn't she?
I don't know everything. I cannot answer all your idiotic questions.
Are you trying to humiliate me? Men are all alike. You sit there all day, a cigarette in your mouth, or you powder your nose, or you rouge your lips 50 times a day, or else you drink like a fish.
But what would you say if you saw men acting like women do? Smoking all day long, powdering, rouging their lips, drinking whiskey?
Oh, if you're saying that to offend me, it's nothing to me.
Well, oh my little ducky daddles. You know I only said it as a joke. What a ridiculous pair of lovers we are.
Hey, yes, the Maria. I'm the maid. Oh, I spent a very pleasant afternoon at the cinema. I saw a film with a man and watched a movie with some women. We drank brandy and milk 6 feet apart.
I hope that you've spent a pleasant afternoon going to the cinema with a man and drinking some brandy and milk.
With a mask on.
Mr. and Mrs. Martin, your guests are here. They were waiting for me. They didn't dare come in by themselves. You were supposed to have dinner this evening.
Oh, yes, we were expecting them. We were so hungry we were going to start dinner without them. We have had nothing to eat all day. Maria, you should not have gone out.
But you gave me permission.
We didn't do it on purpose.
What? I bought me a chamber pot.
My dear Maria, please go quickly and let Mr. and Mrs. Martin in. We're going to go change quickly.
I want to marry a lighthouse keeper
and keep him company. I want to marry a lighthouse keeper and live by the side of the sea. I'll polish his lamps by the light of day so the ships at night can find their way. I want to marry a lighthouse keeper, won't that be okay?
Why have you come so late? You are not very polite. People are supposed to be punctual. Do you understand? Do you understand? Very well then. Now that you're here, take a seat. Necie, pomni proszę, jeśli cokolwiek potrzebujecie, jestem Maria.
Maria.
Excuse me, madam, but it seems to me, unless I'm mistaken, that I've seen you before.
I too, sir. It seems to me that I've seen you before.
How curious that is. Well, madam, I'm originally from the city of Manchester.
Good God, that's curious. I too am originally from the city of Manchester, but I cannot say whether I saw you there or not.
Well, madam, I left Manchester about 5 weeks ago.
Isn't that curious? I too left the city of Manchester. I left the city 5 weeks ago.
How curious that is. Madam, I took the 8:30 morning train, arriving in London at 4:45.
How curious that is. How very bizarre. I took the same train, sir. I too.
Madam, I was in coach number 8, compartment 6.
What a bizarre coincidence. I too was in coach number 8, compartment number 6, my dear sir.
How curious that is. And what a bizarre coincidence. Perhaps then we met on the train.
It is indeed possible. That is unlikely, but it is possible. And after all, why not? But I do not recall it, my dear sir.
To tell the truth, my dear lady, I do not remember it either. But it seems to me even very likely.
Oh, truly, of course, truly, sir.
How curious it is. I had seat number 3, next to the window, my dear lady.
Good God, how curious and bizarre. I had seat number 6, next to the window, across from you, my dear sir.
Good God! How curious, that is very curious. We were then seated facing across from each other. It is there we must have seen each other.
How curious it is. How curious it is. And what a coincidence. It is indeed possible, my dear sir, but I do not recall it.
How curious it is. How bizarre. To tell the truth, my dear lady, I do not remember it either, but it seems very possible that we have met on that occasion. Since coming to London, I have resided in Bromfield Street, my dear lady.
How very bizarre. I too reside on Bromfield Street, my dear sir.
I reside at number 19, my dear lady.
How curious that is. I too reside at number 19, my dear sir.
My flat is on the 5th floor.
Good Lord, how bizarre, how curious. I too, sir, I reside on the 5th floor, flat number 8.
Oh, how curious it is. How curious it is. What a bizarre coincidence. You know, in my room there is a bed, and on that bed there is a green eiderdown.
What a coincidence. Good Lord. What a coincidence. In my bed, I have a bed with a green eiderdown.
How curious. Bizarre. Strange. Then, madam, we live in the same room, and we sleep in the same bed. It is there we must have seen each other.
How curious it is, and what a coincidence. It is possible that we have met there, and maybe even last night, but I do not recall it, my dear sir.
I have a little girl, my little daughter. She is 2 years old. Blonde. She's very pretty. She has a white eye and a red eye. Her name is Alice.
What a bizarre coincidence. I too have a daughter. She's very pretty. She has a white eye and a red eye. And her name is Alice too.
Madam, I believe there can be no doubt about it. You, that's my own wife.
Donald, it's you, darling.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth and Donald are now too distracted to be able to hear me. Therefore, I can let you in on a little secret. Elizabeth is not Elizabeth. Donald is not Donald. Here is the proof. Elizabeth's child has one white eye and one red eye, like Donald's child. But they are not the same. You see, Elizabeth's child has one left eye and one red right eye, whereas Donald's child has one red left eye and one right white eye. So therefore, Donald's whole system of deduction collapses. They are sadly deceived. But who is the real Elizabeth? Who is the real Donald? Let's try not to find out. My real name is Sherlock Holmes.
My dear friends, please forgive us for having made you wait so long. We just thought that we should extend you the courtesy to which you're entitled. And as soon as we learned that you were coming to give us the pleasure of your company without prior notice, well, we hurried to dress for the occasion.
We've had nothing to eat all day, and we've been waiting 4 whole hours for you. Why have you come so late?
Oh. Oh. Ah.
Oh my goodness.
Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Oh, but definitely.
We all have colds.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Don't you feel well?
No, he's wet his pants.
Oh, sir, your age you shouldn't.
The heart is ageless.
That's true.
So they say.
They also say the opposite.
Since you travel so much, you must have many interesting things to tell us.
Oh, my dear. Tell them about what you've seen today.
Oh, it's scary, but no one would believe me.
We're not going to question your sincerity.
You'll offend us if you think that.
My dear, you will offend them if you think that.
Oh, well, today I witnessed something extraordinary, something really incredible.
Oh, well, this is going to be amusing.
At last.
Today, when I went shopping for some vegetables, which are getting to be dearer and dearer.
Oh, where's this all going to end?
You shouldn't interrupt, my dear. It is very rude.
In the street, near a cafe, I saw a man, properly dressed, about 50 years old, or not even that, who...
Who? What?
Who? What?
Don't interrupt, my dear. You're disgusting.
My dear, it's you who interrupted first, you daft prick!
Well, I'm sure you'll say I'm making it up, but he was down on one knee and he was bent over.
Oh.
Yes, bent over.
Not possible.
Yes, bent over.
And?
He was tying his shoelace.
Fantastic. Goodness. Someone is ringing.
There must be somebody there. I'll go and see.
Tying his shoelace, huh?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Nobody.
I'm going to give you another example.
Goodness! Someone is ringing.
There must be somebody there. I'll go and see.
So, tying his shoelace.
Oh, yes.
Nobody.
Oh, you were going to give us another example.
Oh, yes.
Goodness! Someone is ringing.
I am not going to open the door again.
And why not?
The first time, there was no one there. The second time, there was no one there. Why do you think there's somebody there now?
Because someone is wrong?
That's no reason.
What? When one hears the doorbell ring, it is usually because there is somebody there ringing it.
Not always. You've just seen otherwise.
When I go to visit someone, I ring the doorbell in order to be admitted, and I believe that everyone does the same thing, and that each time the doorbell rings, there must be someone there.
That is true in theory. But in reality, things happen differently. You've just seen otherwise. We're busy!
Maria is busy. Yes, yes. Jak niewolnik. Rób to. Pani Lesie. O, pani Lesie. A, Temonia. Pani Smith, pani Lesie. A, ty stale wiedźmo.
Well, I'll go and see. You can't say that I'm obstinate, but you will see that there is nobody there.
Tying his shoelace. What a character.
See, I told you there's no one there.
Oh, these men who always think they're right and they're always wrong.
Goodness! Someone is ringing.
Do not send me to open the door again. Experience teaches us that when one hears the doorbell ring, it is because there is never anyone there.
Never.
That is not entirely accurate.
In fact, it is false. When one hears the doorbell ring, it is because there is someone there.
In any case, you're not going to disturb me again for nothing. If you're so curious to see, go and look for yourself.
Fine, I'll go.
So, tying his shoelace.
Oh, yes.
Oh, how do you do? It's the fire chief.
It's the fire chief! Hi, everyone! I'm the fire chief. Oh, Mrs. Smith, you appear to be angry.
Oh.
Well, you see, it is because my wife is a little chagrined at having been proved wrong.
I beg you not to involve outsiders in our family arguments.
Oh, my dear, this is not so serious. The fire chief here is an old friend of the family.
Hello? But, well, what is it all about then?
My husband was claiming that.
No, it was you who was claiming.
Yes,
No.
it was she.
No, it was he.
Don't get excited. You tell me, Mrs. Smith.
Well, this is how it was. It's difficult for me to speak openly to you, but a fireman is also a confessor.
Well then,
We were arguing because my husband claimed that each time the doorbell rings, there is somebody there.
It might seem strange.
But I was claiming each time the doorbell rings, there's never anyone there. This has been proven not by theoretical demonstration, but by facts.
That is false, since the fire chief is here. I opened the door after he rang the doorbell, and there he was.
Yes, but it was only the fourth time that it rang that anybody was there, and the fourth time does not count.
Never. It's only the first 3 times that count.
Mr. Fire Chief, permit me in my turn to ask you several questions.
go right ahead.
When I opened the door and I saw you, was it you who had rang the bell?
Yes, it was I.
And you rang in order to be admitted?
I do not deny it.
Ah, you see, I was right. When the doorbell rings, that it means that someone is there to have rang it.
I repeat to you that I was only talking about the first 3 times, since the fourth time does not count.
And when the doorbell rang the first time, was it you?
No, it was not I.
You see, the doorbell rang and there was nobody there.
Perhaps it was someone else then.
Were you standing at the door for a long time?
About 45 minutes.
And you saw no one?
No one. I'm sure of that.
And did you hear the bell ring the second time?
Yes. And that wasn't I either. And there was still no one there.
Huh, victory! I was right.
Not so fast. And what were you doing at the door?
Nothing. I was just standing there. I was thinking of everything.
But the third time, it was not you who rang.
Yeah, it was me.
But when the door was opened, there was nobody inside.
Well, it was just because, when you were, I hid myself as a joke. I'm really, really sorry.
Do not make jokes, Mr. Fire Chief. This business is too sad. What do you want? What?
You wonder why no one ever comes over to this house. Oh, I clean everything. You go and you get your grimy little fingers all over it. That makes sense.
In short, we still do not know whether when the doorbell is rang there is someone there or not.
I'm going to reconcile you. You both are partly right. When the ding-dong dings, sometimes the ding-donger is there. Other times, the ding-dong just dings.
This seems logical to me.
I think so too.
Life is really very simple, really. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty, a neighborly day for a beauty.
Would you be mine?
Could you be mine? Yeah.
Oh. Mr. Fire Chief, since you have helped us settle this, please take off your helmet and make yourself comfortable.
Oh, well, excuse me, but I can't stay long. However, I have come to see you for another reason. I'm on a fiscal business.
Then what can we do for you, Mr. Fire Chief?
Ooh, would you mind in front of them?
Oh, say whatever you like. We're friendly friends.
They tell us everything.
Speak.
Well, how do I put this? Oh, look at you, cutie. Well, ain't there might be a fire here?
Why would you ask us that?
Oh, it's, 'cause, pardon me, but I have orders to extinguish all the fires in the city.
Oh.
All!
I don't know. I don't think so. Do you want me to go and check?
There can't be anything here. There's no smell of anything burning.
None at all? You don't have a little fire in the chimney? Something started in the attic or the cellar? A wee little big fire just starting at least?
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I don't believe we have anything here at the moment. I will notify.
Oh my God! I knew you had a fire! Dang it! Oh.
I will promise to notify you if we do have something.
Please don't forget. It would be a really big help.
That's a promise.
Oh, and, Senora Martine, you don't have anything burning in your house either.
No, unfortunately.
Things aren't going well just now.
Very poorly, actually. There's been almost nothing. A few trifles, a chimney, a barn. Nothing important. Doesn't bring in much.
Times are bad. That's true all over. It's the same with business and agriculture as it is with fires. Nothing is prospering.
No wheat, no fires.
Or, go and see the Durans.
You can't do that. He's not English. He has a Samsung phone. And non-English people with Samsungs have the right to have houses, but not the right to have them put out if they're burning.
Mr. Fire Chief, since you're not too pressed then, would you mind staying a little while longer? You'd be doing us a favor.
Should I tell you some stories?
Oh, by all means, how charming of you.
Yes, some
Yes,
stories.
please.
Hurrah!
Get out! Get out!
No! Uh, excuse me? Don't look at me like that. It will embarrass me. You know I'm shy. Come on.
But if we don't listen, we won't hear you.
I didn't think of that.
I told you, he's just a boy.
Oh, the
Oh,
sweet,
the
sweet
Oh,
child.
oh.
Oh.
Well then. The Dog and the Cow. An experimental fable. Once upon a time, another cow asked another dog, "Why have you not swallowed your trunk?" "Pardon me," replied the dog. "It is because I thought I was an elephant."
Oh, good, very good.
What is the moral?
That's for you to find out.
Oh, poppycock, tell us another.
Oh, I'll tell you another. The rooster. Once upon a time, a rooster wished to play the dog, but he had no luck because everybody recognized him right away.
Oh,
Rooster.
oh,
But on the other hand, the dog that wished to play the rooster was never recognized.
Ah, ha, ha, ha.
I don't get it.
I'll tell you
Wonderful.
one. The snake and the fox.
oh.
Once upon a time, a snake came up to a fox and said, "It seems to me that I know you." The fox replied to him, "Me too." "Then," said the snake, "give me some money." "A fox doesn't just give money," replied the tricky animal, who in order to escape jumped down into a deep ravine full of strawberries and chicken honey. But the snake was there waiting for him, with a Mephistophelian laugh. Then the fox pulled out his knife, shouting, "I'm going to teach you how to live." And then he took to flight. But he had no luck. The snake was quicker. With a well-chosen blow of his fist, he struck the fox in the middle of the forehead, which shattered into 1,000 pieces, while he cried, "No, no, 4 times no. I am not your daughter." Awful. Just awful.
It's interesting.
It's not bad.
My congratulations.
Not so good. And I've heard it before anyways.
Oh, it's terrible. You're all terrible.
It's your turn, dear lady.
Oh, I only know one. I'm going to tell it to you anyway. It's called the bouquet.
Ugh! My wife has always been romantic.
She's a true Englishwoman.
Here it is. Once upon a time, a fiancé gave a bouquet of flowers to his fiancée, who said, "Thanks." But before she had said, "Thanks," he took the bouquet of flowers back without saying a single word, and he said, I take them back. And then he said, goodbye. And then he went off in a million different directions.
Charming.
You have a wife, Mr. Smith, of whom all the world is jealous.
It is true. My wife is intelligence personified. She's even more intelligent than I.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Smith. Uh-huh. The ape is more intelligent than the monkey. Uh-huh.
Let's have another, Mr. Fire Chief.
Oh, no, it's past my bedtime.
Tell us one anyway.
I'm too tired.
Please, do us a favor.
I beg you!
I don't wanna.
I implore you.
Oh, all right.
Hurrah! Yes!
Hurrah.
Yes!
I was too polite.
The head cold. My brother-in-law had on the paternal side a first cousin whose maternal uncle had a father-in-law whose paternal grandfather had married as his second wife a young native whose brother he had met on one of his travels, a girl who he was enamored and by whom he had a son who married an intrepid lady pharmacist who was none other than the niece of an unknown fourth-class petty officer of the Royal Navy and whose adopted father had an aunt who spoke Spanish fluently and who was perhaps one of the granddaughters of an engineer who died young himself, the grandson of an owner of a vineyard which produced mediocre wine, but who also had a second cousin, a stay-at-home, a sergeant major.
We were at a party. Here my fellas again. Someone reached in and grabbed it. What a rock star.
Hurrah!
Excuse me, Mr. Fire Chief, but I do not follow your story very well.
Yes, please begin again. Everybody wants to hear.
No. No. You know what your problem is? You know? You just like to listen to yourself talk. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You are an awful person.
Ah, yes. I can't. I'm on a fiscal business. It depends on what time it is.
We don't have the time here.
But the clock?
Oh, yes. It runs badly. It always indicates the opposite of what the hour really is.
Madame, sir.
What?
What?
What do you want?
It's propriété fabois. Huh? Yes.
What is she saying?
I have no idea. She's foreign.
I would like to tell a story.
Oh. She would like to tell us a story.
Who does she think she is? Oh.
Butting in.
This is really uncalled for, Maria.
Oh, but it is she! Incredible!
Incredible.
Ugh, this is too much here in our home in the suburbs of London.
It's not proper.
It was she who extinguished my first fires.
Oh, I am your little fire hose.
What I think, even though it's none of my business, is that a maid should be never anything but a maid.
Even if she can be a rather good detective.
Oh, you have too many prejudices.
You two are very touching, but on the other hand, a little.
Yes, that is exactly the word I was looking for.
Oh, I was going to tell you.
Don't tell us anything.
Yes, I will.
Go, Maria. Go and read your poems before the mirror.
You know, even though I'm no maid, I still occasionally read poems before the mirror.
So then it is decided. I will tell my poem. Oh, thank you. I call it The Fire for Mr. Fire Chief. The fire. The polypoids were burning in the wood. A stone caught on fire. No, a castle caught on fire. A man caught on fire. Oh, a woman caught on fire. Oh, a bird caught on fire. Swooped down and a fish caught on fire. Oh, the waters caught on fire. Oh, the skies caught on fire. The land caught on fire. The smoke caught on fire, and the ashes caught on fire, and the fire caught on fire. Everything caught on fire. Thank you.
I could have put out those fires.
You're exaggerating.
I'll admit, all of this is very subjective. And now, that reminds me that I must leave. Consequentially, I must hurry.
Oh.
You've been very entertaining.
Speaking of, the bald soprano?
Oh, she always wears her hair in the exact same style.
All right, then. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Good luck. And a good fire.
Get out! Oh, I don't know enough Spanish to make myself understood these days.
To each his own.
One must always think of everything.
The ceiling is above the
When
floor.
I say yes, it's only in a manner of speaking.
Take a circle, caress it, and it will turn vicious.
Not yet old enough for that, sir.
Nevertheless, it was
What
cows
are
that gave us
7
it.
days of the week?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
English
Friday,
kids-
Saturday, Sunday.
Castle.
My uncle lives in the country, but that's none of the midwives' business.
I'm looking for a monophysite priest to marry to our maid.
It's at home.
Yes, but with money one can buy anything.
Cockatoos, 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 cockatoos,
Such
cockatoos,
caca, such caca, such caca,
cockatoos.
such caca,
Such
such caca.
cascades of caca, such cascades of caca, such cascades of caca.
Oh, let me gnash my teeth.
Don't bruise my bruise.
Don't smooch the brooch.
Goose the groom, don't groom the goose.
The
Groom your bruise.
Oh, groom the bridegroom. Groom the bridegroom.
Ease on.
Mosque.
Maria Lacina! Maria Lacina!
You may find yourself living in a shotgun shack. And you may find yourself in a beautiful house with a beautiful wife. And you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here?
I want to marry a lighthouse keeper and keep him company. I want to marry a lighthouse keeper and live by the side of the sea. I'll polish his lamps by the light of day so the ships at night can find their way. I want to marry a lighthouse.
There, it's 9 o'clock. We've drunk the soup, eaten the fish and chips, and the English water. The children have drunk English water. We have eaten well this evening. That's because we live in the suburbs of London, and our name is the Martins.